People, UFC 280. Will Islam Makhachev come out the shadow of Khabib, or will Charles Oliveira continue to rule over the 55 division? Will Sterling continue to prove the doubters wrong, or will the controversial Dillashaw recapture the gold he never lost in the cage? And finally, will Sugar Sean be too sweet, or will Peter Yan continue to have no mercy? Guys, sit back, relax. This is the UFC 280 preview. Let's get into it. Right, people. So we're going to start with the main event of the evening, and it is Islam Makhachev going up against Charles "Du Bronx" Oliveira. Now, Oliveira is the champion. He doesn't have the championship because of, well, a pound, they say. But we all know he's a champion. Michael Chandler, tick. Dustin Poirier, tick. Justin Gaethje, tick. Islam Makhachev, will he tick that box? Makhachev doesn't have the resume. Almost kind of gets the title shot by default. He's meant to take on Dariush. Fight fell through. Oliveira's cleaned out the division. No one else in that sort of division has a winning run that could say maybe Rafael Fiziev, but I mean, he's the only one. Islam's got Khabib behind him. He makes a lot of noise. He gets it by default, right? I mean, I'm still wondering how he got up in the ranking so high, considering he hasn't beat anyone in, the top 5. But he's there. His best win today is Dan Hooker. And he made it look easy. It's not taking anything away from him. Oliveira's tried and tested in 45 and 55. And he looks like he's on a tear right now, in the peak of his powers. But what do they say? Is the antidote to a good jiu-jitsu practitioner? A great wrestler. And Islam Makhachev is a great wrestler, but he's also a great striker as well. But does he hit as hard as Charles? Is he as varied in his approach? Can he fight off the back foot? Questions we don't have the answers to. And can he stop the submission game of Charles Oliveira? My prediction, I don't think he can. Islam's good. I just don't think he's been tested enough in the cage. And Oliveira, we've seen what he does. So I'm going for the W for Oliveira. And I'm going for a 3rd round stoppage. And I think we're going to see some great engagements between these two, whether it be on the feet or on the ground. I'm looking forward to it. Let me know in the comments below. Who have you got? Makhachev or Oliveira? Let's get to the co-main event of the evening. Well. TJ Dillashaw lost the belt after it was stripped after he tested positive for banned substances. I'm going to just be honest with you. I believe in giving people a second chance. But when it comes to this, I do think the punishment should be a bit harsher. Maybe I'm being too harsh to say as far as a lifetime ban. But maybe that is the only way it deters people from doing what TJ did. Sterling, on the other hand, proved a lot of doubters, including myself, wrong when he dethroned Peter Yan as the champion. And I'm not talking about the first time with the knee strike. I'm talking about the second time where he went out and he beat him for 3 rounds out of the 5. Granted, Yan finishes the fight stronger, but those first 3 rounds, in my opinion, were undoubtedly Sterling's. But how does Sterling match up with someone like a Dillashaw? He's got fantastic footwork. You could answer the question by saying, look what he did to Sandhagen. But I think because of that blueprint, TJ's not going to just stand there and let that happen. He's going to be on his bike from early. But we've never really seen TJ get wrestled either. How does TJ cope if Sterling takes his back? He calls himself the human backpack for a reason. When he gets on your back, he gives you no space to breathe, and a lot of the time he gets a submission. Guys, I think this is a very intriguing fight. And I've doubted him so many times in the past. TJ, in my opinion, lost the fight to Corey. I know MMA maths doesn't always give you the right answers, but I'm going to go with Aljo in this fight. Maybe I'm going with my heart instead of my head. TJ can absolutely win this. I'm going with Aljo, guys. And I think it's going to be a decision win. And I think it's going to be a close one again. I'm going with decision win. And I think it's going to be and still. Let me know what you guys think. It's going to be TJ. Is it going to be Aljo? Comment below, people. It's time! Well. He hasn't been tested. Put him in there with another great striker. Put him in there with someone who's durable. Put him in there with someone who could figure him out. The UFC said, okay, Sean O'Malley accepted. And he's gone for one of the biggest, baddest in his division. O'Malley didn't have to take this fight. O'Malley could have continued beating people just on the cusp of rankings or just inside the top 15, made good money and continued to build his name and build his stock. But he's taking a risk. Or is he? Is he really taking a risk? Because if he loses this, it's, okay, he was never meant to beat Petr Yan. If he wins this, though, strap a rocket to his back because he's going to the moon. He becomes the biggest name in that division. And he's next in line for a title shot, especially if he does it in fantastic fashion. And we know what the Sugar Show can do. His range, his kicking, his varied approach to striking. Everyone talks about his grappling. We barely see it. But we also know what Yan brings to the table. Relentless. But it's a 3-round fight. Chael Sonnen said it on his podcast. Yan usually takes a round to figure out his opponent. You don't get a round in a 3-round fight. You got to figure out your opponent early. And if he doesn't, he might be too little too late. And if you're chasing someone like O'Malley for a finish, you're playing into his hands. So you're asking for my opinion? I'm going to go Yan. I understand why people might say O'Malley, but I think this fight comes just too soon for him. I'm going to go Yan. I'm going to go by decision. But I think O'Malley's stock rises by the end of the night. And he may come away with the biggest win, even though he might not win on the scorecards. But hey, guys, as always, let me know in the comments below. Let's go on to the next 2 fights. So, Dariush was this close to having a #1 contenders bout and this close to potentially challenging the champion. And he gets a bad ankle injury and he has to step out of the fight. Such a shame for someone who's been on a really good run. Gamera, off the back of a fantastic fight, is now in a position where he could take everything that Dariush has worked for. Nate Diaz, Conor McGregor style. I'm looking forward. I think this is a sleeper fight of the card. Everyone's sleeping on this fight. When was the last time Dariush was in a boring fight? I'll wait. There is no answer to that. He's rarely in boring fights. He's tough, durable, can strike, and he can grapple. He can bloody grapple. Ask Tony Ferguson. Gamera, he can do the same. And he's got less miles on the clock. Less damage in the cage. This for me is a sleeper fight. People are sleeping on this fight. This card's phenomenal, but people are sleeping on this card. I'm looking forward to this fight more than a lot of people. But I've got to go with Dariush. I think the experience will play a key here. I think Dariush starts fast. I think he gets in Gamrot's face. I think he grapples him against the cage, and I think he starts letting strikes go. I don't think Gamrot's going to have felt pressure like that before. But I'm looking forward to this fight, and I think Gamera has to be on his A game if he survives. But I'm going Dariush by decision again. Only just, though. I think he gets close to stopping him, but I think it goes decision. Let's look at the first fight of the card. It's time! So the fight that will kick off the evening on the main card is Chookagian versus Fiorot. This is a great fight. Look, Chookagian, you just got to say it. Chookagian is a beast. She's ranked #1 in the 125 division. I mean, she's the gatekeeper. She is the gatekeeper. What else can she do? She's almost doing what Max Holloway, Colby Covington are doing in their divisions. Can you pass my test so you can get to the champion? But what else can she do? She's been beaten by the champion. You could argue if she wins this fight, she might get another shot, but you've got Talia Santos, who still needs a rematch. Controversial decision. But I respect her hustle. I respect her grind. Not a lot of other athletes would be doing what she's doing. I mean, we see it with Colby. He sits on that number one. Chookagian does not. She says, right, who's next? I'll fight. I'll make sure no one takes my spot. And her pressure, her forward pressure, her grappling's good. But it's her cardio. Her cardio is what breaks a lot of fighters. And again, Fiorot hits hard. She's really good. I just think Chookagian's the second best in that division. I know she lost to Jessica Andrade, but Andrade is up and down in different weight classes, etc. I just don't think anyone beats Chookagian apart from the champion. Maybe Talia Santos, but I don't think so. So I'm going for Chookagian. I'm going for another decision. I'm going for a unanimous decision. So people, thank you very much for watching. Please make sure you smash the like button if you haven't already. Also, make sure you check out my latest interview with TSN's very own Aaron Bronstetter, a fantastic insight into his reporting. So you'll see that pop up after this video. As always, smash the like button, subscribe if you're new. Also, check out my preview on Luke Tanner's channel. Link will be in the description to that as well. Thank you very much for watching. Stay safe, stay blessed. Sanderson Show, and see you for the watch long, people. Take care.